Good morning, friends. How about a little hope this morning? It can be excruciatingly difficult to feel as though you are adrift on the waters of chaos, feeling as though you're tossed about by the waves and the storm of life, the rains that blow in, feeling like there's no end in sight, and perhaps even feeling like you're stuck in the dark hull of a ship that you can't see your way out of. It can feel in those moments, if you linger there long enough, that how long will this last, and has everyone forgotten me? When the waters of life rise, when the waters of chaos carry us about, it can feel desperate, and despair can set in. This is the story of Noah and his family. Noah and his family, for days and weeks and months, were adrift on those waters of chaos in a box without a rudder, absolutely no control. How many times, how many conversations were had in the hull of that dark ship where the kids turned to their father and said, "How long, Dad? How long must this last?" And I imagine at first Noah tried to keep an optimistic, a positive attitude, but at what point did he look up in the sky and say, "God, have you even forgotten about us?" When you are adrift on the waters of chaos, it's easy to feel as though there's no hope and nothing in store that can change what you're enduring. But there's this beautiful verse in chapter 8 of Genesis. It says, "And God remembered Noah." There's this beautiful moment in the story where God's hand reaches down into that dark hull and plucks him up out. There's this beautiful moment where the breath of God, the wind of God, is blown over the waters and they begin to recede. There's a beautiful moment where Noah and his family remember that God shall never forget them. Friends, I know that right now what you're enduring, what you're going through can feel as though there's no end in sight. But I want to assure you this morning that just as God remembered Noah, so too will God remember you. He will reach his hand down into the dark places of life and pluck you up out. He will cause his wind to blow upon the waters of chaos and make them recede. He will still your storm. Hold on a little bit longer, because the God of the Scriptures, the God who is our God Almighty, will remember you. He will never leave you nor forsake you, and he will pluck you up out. Friends, have a glorious day in God. This is why I'm a Hopetimism, who believes that though the world is not as it should be, that God is busy at work, making it as it ought to be.